What's up, everybody? It's the Stable Ad coming at you on another Friday weekly update. Today's update is going to be a little bit just a short portfolio update. I didn't do a full update this week because I'm still going through the math of the previous month, so I'll kind of reconsider where I'm going to put positions and see if I'm going to add or subtract anything, and I'll do that on the next week's update. So it's just going to be a minor update on a couple of moves I made this week, as well as just some of the APY that looks juicy and interesting in stablecoins this week. So let's get into it. The first thing I just pulled up DeFi Llama, and it's DeFi Llama is just a place where I kind of go and have a glance at what's available. And I'm noticing here again, just all these alternative hyperliquids on here, Arbitrum, Aptos. And if you come down here a little bit further, you've got Katana on here, you've got Base, you got a lot of Solana stuff. So I'm gonna keep looking at some of these other chains. I'm seeing some interesting things on these other chains, and as I've been saying, if you've been following my channel at all, what tends to happen as the bull markets progress in crypto is DeFi goes a bit bonkers, it goes a bit crazy, and you have all these opportunities on alternative chains, and so I've already moved money off of Ethereum so that I could focus on a bunch of these alternative chains. I'm not on Aptos. I'm not on Sonic over here. I'm not on Katana. So I'm staying away from some of these other chains here, but I have expanded out, and I might continue to add new chains. I might put a little bit more money in Solana at some point if Solana starts to really pick up with their DeFi investment opportunities within stablecoins. And so just something to keep in note here. As you could see, a lot of these they're really small, right? Like we could see this on Mantle. Mantle's a new, I think it's a layer 2 on Ethereum. It could be a layer 1. I'm not 100% familiar with Mantle, even though I played around with it quite a bit. But you can see this is a small pool here at $16,000. I wouldn't even play around with this. Katana is another one. I mean, these are all small pools. So I'm kind of just watching it, and these are just sort of things to mention and that I'm looking at here. One of the things I was looking at, I mentioned on the last video, was rebalance the portfolio. I have a little bit too much in the high risk side of my portfolio, and I want to move things into low risk. This Delta Prime position is a high risk position, but I mean, look at these yields. It's just paying so much here. The savings account on Arbitrum is paying 15.6% in USDC, and on Avalanche it's 16.5%. So I'm just not moving it. I'm going to keep. It's a small amount that I have there. It's under 2.5% of my portfolio in weight. So I'm going to keep those amounts there. Again, just something to point out. This is it's like really nice APY on Delta Prime that they're offering. I put some money on Wasabi last week, and I'm not going to pull it up here, but well, actually I could pull it up here. Wasabi, we could take a look. I'm getting this security alert, so I don't know if something's happening to the website. I actually reached out to the team at Wasabi just to kind of ask what's going on. So I had mentioned this on a previous update, so I just wanted to kind of point it out here. I'm getting a security alert saying this site is likely a scam. It's possible that something's going on here, and there's maybe a phishing attack on the website, or just some other issues with Wasabi. But there's a security alert from Kerberos here, and so my money is I haven't done anything with it. I haven't taken money out because I'm just worried that something's happening on the website. Just something worth pointing out. A couple of really nice things to point out here on Pendle. Let's just go here. On Arbitrum, USDAI is a stablecoin I've just covered briefly on this channel, but they're really trying to grow USDAI, and I'm seeing a lot of growth in this stablecoin. And you can see this is not a small, these markets aren't small here. I mean, this is 127 million in this one. This staked USDAI is 60 million in here. So these are not small chump change pools here, lending pools. So it's worth pointing out. They're paying 44.11%. This is fixed APY. It matures in 47 days. So you're not getting 44%. You're getting, this is 44% is your yearly APY. So this will be broken down in 47 days. I don't know what it actually comes out to, but it's still really, really nice APY and worth pointing out on Arbitrum here. There's another pool, and this is one that I actually did move my money into. So this is on Plasma, which we've spoken about on this channel. I spoke about last week, last couple of weeks, several of the moves that I'd made, and I was really excited about the Plasma blockchain here. And this one's paying me 31.52%, which I think is which will be effectively like 13.5% when it matures on March 18th, which is 166 days. So I'm going to watch it. Again, it's a higher risk play, so I put it's a higher risk stablecoin, USDAI. I don't know. It hasn't proved itself. It hasn't held its peg through bull and bear markets, but because we're in a bull market, I feel fairly confident that holding it through the first quarter of 2026 will be okay. But I think I only put 2.5% of the portfolio, of my entire portfolio, into this position because that's all I really want to risk. But it's 13.5%, and it's fixed, and it matures in 166 days. So it's like it truly is kind of like a set and forget. If it was USDC, I would be really set and forget, but because it's USDAI, I'll pay a little bit more attention to it. You can move it out of this at any time. So even though it matures on March 18th, it's a liquid position. I could take it out. I could swap it for something else. So I'm happy to sort of let it sit in there. Let's take a quick pause. If you'd like a simple reference guide that shows you how I think about building a stablecoin portfolio, from risk tiers to position sizing, and even how insurance fits in, I put together a free guide you can download. It's the same framework that I use myself, designed to keep things steady and easy to follow at a glance. The link's right below this video. Grab the guide, and while you're there, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the weekly updates I share on how I'm adjusting my own portfolio. All right, let's get back to it. While we're here, let's just go to Sonic blockchain and just point out another really nice position here. We've got two nice positions. We've got staked USDE. If you're interested in that, you've got USDE at fixed just under 10%, and then you've got this Maples product, which is Syrup USDT here, paying a fixed 13.45%. Just four different stablecoin plays on Pendle. Pendle just launched on the Plasma blockchain, I think yesterday. I'm recording this on Friday, October 3rd, so I think it launched on Thursday the 2nd. And so you can see the markets are already heating up here on Pendle. I expect to see more stuff on here in the coming weeks, but just happy to see fixed yield plays on Pendle that I really, really like. So another portfolio move that I did is I actually moved some money here into this 16.71% APY pool on Auto, which again, I'll stop saying Tokemak soon. They've just rebranded from the brand Tokemak to Auto. I think maybe after one more week, I'll just start calling it Auto, and I'll stop calling it the old Tokemak brand. You can see here, Tokemak is now Auto Finance, and they changed the URL and everything. So the full rebrand has happened. So 16.71% total TVL here is almost 7 mil. Really, really nice for the Auto protocol. And then you can, if you want to see like where it's actually putting it here, you've got a bunch of different positions that where it's playing around here. So I put I think I put 2.5% position into this, and I'm calling this a medium risk position, but I only put 2.5% in there. I'm trying to move more money into low risk positions. Fluid for me is a low risk position, and I put a small amount here into this USDT pool here at 11.65%. I'll probably add to this one as well. I've been considering it, this 11.6% USDE position, so I'll probably put some money into this one as well as I rebalance the portfolio this week. But again, just another nice position. Aves went down a bit. I think it was paying 9 or 10% last week, but I'm still keeping it in here just because, again, I spoke about this last week just a little bit. My personal portfolio is a little bit high. So the way I balance it, just to remind everybody, is 50% of my assets in my investment portfolio for stablecoins go into low risk investments. It's things like Aave, things like Compound, things like Uniswap, these kinds of things. And so, and then 30% go into medium risk and 20% go into high risk. I've rebalanced my medium risk, so I'm at basically 30%, and I'm at 25% on my high risk plays. And so I'm trying to rebalance and put some things into low risk stuff. So I'm not moving it. So even though it's paying lower than I'd like it to pay, it's still almost 10%. It's still pretty nice, 8.21% on the lowest risk kind of position I have on the Plasma blockchain. One other thing that I found, I spoke last week on how I was reviewing all of my assets on Polygon. I only had about $2,000, so only about 10% of the portfolio sitting on Polygon, and I was keeping it there because I expect Polygon to do well as the bull market continues. I expect them to start paying hefty DeFi rewards. I haven't seen it yet, and so I've been considering moving all the money off of Polygon onto other blockchains just to diversify and to have more opportunity with APY on other chains. But I happen to see this on Compound. Compound is a low risk play for me, and it's paying 26.67%. I expect it to come down pretty quickly. I don't expect it to stay at 26%, the net earned. But this is the bridged USDC coin. So this is not the USDC coin on Polygon. This is bridged USDC, which is slightly different. It's the same token, but it's bridged. And so they're paying a hefty amount, 26% in this position. So I've effectively moved money from a medium risk position. It was sitting in a quick swap pool, and I've moved it over here to this low risk play because, again, I'm trying to rebalance that side of the portfolio, and I'm pretty happy with 26%. So we'll see how long I can get that for on Polygon. And if I can keep getting this on Polygon, then I don't need to move all the money off of Polygon. I can just keep the money some of the money that I have over there on Polygon there. I did move the $500. I did move $500 off of Polygon, and I think I put it over here into this fluid position on Plasma, earning 11.65%. So I'll keep looking at that Polygon position and keep considering if I want to change it at all coming up in the future. But for now, I am really excited about what I continue to see on Plasma. This doesn't really show. So DeFi Llama hasn't added all the opportunities on Plasma right now, and it's not pulling the data correctly because it's brand new. Plasma launched just last week on the 25th. So I expect DeFi Llama to add more of these, so we'll be able to see more positions here. But it's not even showing. It's not showing Euler over here. It's not showing anything else. But I'm really happy of what I'm seeing on Plasma. The growth has been absolutely incredible. We're talking billions of dollars launched over on the Plasma blockchain right now. So I expect to see more players quickly come over there, and I expect to see the continuing of more big players over there. And I may continue to move more of the portfolio away from some of these other ones as long as the opportunities stay big on Plasma. But I like what I'm seeing still on Avalanche, for example. Let's take a look at Avalanche real quick here. I still like a bunch of the positions I'm seeing on Avalanche. We have money here on Euler in this position, paying 33% here with these big rewards. Avalanche is trying to really pay big to pump this up. We still have some money in Delta Prime over here, paying 16.75% and 16.71%. So I'm liking what I'm seeing still over at Avalanche. I'm still really happy with what we've got over on Arbitrum here. But I've been looking at Base, and there's some interesting things on Base, and I'm not really heavily invested in Base right now, and I'm starting to see the growth of that chain a little bit. And so I'm going to start paying a little bit more attention to Base, start seeing if I want to continue to move money off of Polygon, or if I'm happy keeping it there. And I'm really, really happy with what I'm seeing on Plasma so far. And so we'll probably keep talking about the Plasma blockchain moving forward. So that's a quick update this week on what I'm looking at, a couple of the portfolio moves that we've made. Until next time, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. I'm the Stable Lad. I'm the Stable Lad, and if you like today's video, please hit that subscribe button. Every week I break down what's happening in the world of stablecoins and why it matters, clearly, calmly, and without the hype. This channel is for educational purposes. It is not meant to be financial advice, so always do your own research and manage your risk wisely.